Hey guys, Sunday evening. I've been up since 3 a.m. my time. I'm incredibly tired and I'm still here. Why? Because your success matters that much to me. I'm still doing the class. So we went to my wife's uh, parents for the weekend. And so we drove for several hours today, getting home, got back into the office, making sure, critiquing this training for you guys this evening, this afternoon and evening. And here we go. So a couple of, let me get this music turned down. Hold on just a second. Okay. Couple of housekeeping things. We've talked about these things before. If you haven't got your books, I got links in the membership page, the Facebook page. Go get these books. These pertain to what we're going over. They dive deep. They're going to help you. I'll help you. These will help you. Okay. And I haven't talked about this in a couple trainings. Make sure you're printing these off and filling these out. You want to answer these questions. Don't go on to the next video until you have answers on these sheets, okay? And I think this one's going to be a pretty quick training. The end of the training is really the meat and potatoes, okay? So here we go. Let's just go ahead and get started. And if people jump on late, that's all good. But I'm going to share my screen. Here we go. We're going to get into this training. Okay. So at this point, we're in the second phase, the second element, the Irresistible Offer Creation Masterclass. And so this is the comprehensive product creation for your offer. Now, we've already done the 21 unique ideas, right? And I've uploaded it. It's ready for you guys. We've already done that one. Go through there and find some things that you can get your feet wet with, and then you're going to start fine-tuning and really figure out what your avatar really craves, okay? But ultimately, you want to fine-tune and give them what they want in this moment, right? What are they going to grab at? What's that bait? What is that shiny thing, which we're going to go over? What is that thing that they're going to grab, okay? So the comprehensive product creation for your offer, it is not what you think, okay? So let's bring some things top of mind real quick. Who is your target market and who is your avatar? So who are we focused on and who is your avatar? Who is that? If we're going to have that sculpture of David, if we're going to have that big block of marble and we're Michelangelo and we're chipping away, and now we have this beautiful David, and that's our ideal client, our customer. Who is yours? That's the avatar, right? And so we've gone over that. We've gone over that in detail. Who is the avatar? And we've also talked about where are they congregating. But I want to know for this training program, specifically on Facebook, where are they congregating? What pages do they like? What pages are they following? Where are they going? What do those pages look like? Are they people? Are they ideas? And if it's people, who is that person? And what does that person do? And why is your avatar following them? And if it's ideas, why that idea? Why is your avatar grabbing a hold of that? Right? Is it fulfilling a desire? Is it helping eliminate a pain point? What are those things? And if you know those pages, go like those pages as well. Go follow them. And at that point, now you get to create surveillance on your avatar and the content that they're consuming, right? Because when you go like a page automatically on Facebook, it's going to have you follow them. And your avatar is going to do the same thing. They're going to like that page. They're going to follow them. And now you get to consume the same content that they're consuming, right? So now you're diving deep. You also want to go find those groups that they're a part of. So Facebook, we've talked about as well. They've changed their algorithm. They're really pushing groups. So go find those groups that they're a part of and request to join. And now you're in those groups with these people and you're watching that content. And now you're really getting into the mind of your avatar. What are they thinking? What are they feeling? How do they move? What's that behavior look like, right? What are those belief systems? All that stuff. And we're able to get a better picture, a better insight into all the stuff in between the ears when we join those Facebook groups, join those pages, like those pages, follow those pages, and we see all that content. And over time, we're going to get better and better and better and more chiseled down at our avatar, our David, right? We're going to know exactly their desires, their fears, all of that, right? And that's exactly what we want to be able to do. Ooh, give me a second. I'm sorry. I've got a... Perfect. It's all good. Yep. Had a question there, a comment. Oop. Let me get back. So where are they congregating specifically on Facebook, right? And then we also want to bring top of mind that value ladder. So our value ladder, that low end, that low ticket thing, and then the core offer, the corrective care program, and then the back end thing. What is that back end program, that wellness package, whatever. So as value goes up, price goes up, and that's exactly what we want to be able to define. Now, what we're working on at this point is that front end thing, right? And the front end thing, that's going to be the shiny object. What is that shiny object that they want? And that's going to be the attention grabber, right? And so they're going to have shiny object syndrome. We all do. And they're going to say, oh, squirrel, right? It's that idea. And you throw it up in front of their face, say, ooh, I want that. They weren't even thinking about it 10 seconds ago. And all of a sudden, ooh, I want that. It's in front of them. They're focused on it. Now they have desire for it. So what is that shiny object that they want? And what can you give them that they truly desire, right? Is it an ebook? So if it's an ebook, then how to have a ketogenic diet without losing all the sweets that you may crave, whatever, right? So we're just thinking of that off the cuff. So how to have a ketogenic diet without losing all the sweets that you may crave. So that's an ebook, right? Maybe that's that shiny object because they say, you know what, I really want to do keto, I want to lose weight, but I love sweets. And there's your ebook. Boom, shiny object. It's in front of them. Ooh, I want that. Now they're grabbing it. So what is that shiny object that your avatar wants? And it could be multiple things. So going through the 21 product ideas is a great thing for you to do, right? You're just going to test things. Hey, which one's going to work best? I'm going to say test. Test. You're going to find out over time which one's really going to work for your avatar, right? And so once you find that out, then you can tweak it and fine tune it and those kinds of things. Now we're really switching gears. So we've already gone through your sheets and we're really moving fast right now, right? So who's your target market? Where are they congregating? What's the shiny object? Now let's totally switch gears. Let's talk traffic. And somebody said, really interestingly, they said, we don't have to create or drive traffic online. It's already there. Just go stand in front of the traffic you want. Isn't that interesting? Okay, so the traffic is already there. Let's just go stand in front of it. So there are 3 types of traffic, which you already see on your sheet. And traffic you control. So traffic you control. So I have a picture right here of a highway, and maybe you could control that traffic. Somebody's behind you, and you somewhat control their speed without them getting around you or whatever. So you're controlling that to a degree. Right? So what would that look like online on Facebook? That's your Facebook ad. That's a Facebook ad. That's a Google ad. Those are banners that you could put on some site, which is a type of an ad. Don't worry about that right now. These are affiliate links, those kinds of things, but we're not even talking about that in the training. So there's different types of traffic you control, but we're talking Facebook specifically. So these are your Facebook ads, okay? You control that because you control the ad, right? You control the headline, the image, and the copy, and you also control who you're putting it in front of. And we're going to get into that in terms of the detailed targeting, the Facebook hacks, and that kind of thing in other trainings. But that's the traffic you control. There's also traffic that you don't control, right? So that's the rebel. Think of the rebel when you think of the traffic you don't control. That's the person that just stumbles upon your website. They stumble upon your website, maybe some kind of SEO algorithm that Google made, or they just stumble upon your Facebook page or group, right? And they like your page and you weren't trying to get in front of them for any reason, or they just stumble upon your group and they request to join, right? They're just out there doing their own thing. So I got a picture of a rebel guy here, right? Excuse me. But this is traffic you don't control. So there's traffic you control, your ads, your traffic you don't control, people just stumbling upon your Facebook page or website. And this is the most important one. Traffic you own. So you own the dog, you got him on a leash. This is where you want all your traffic. Whether it's traffic you control, you don't control, you can funnel them into traffic you own. And the reason this is so important is because no matter what Google says in terms of changing their algorithm, no matter what Facebook says in terms of changing their algorithm, once you own the traffic, it's yours. It doesn't matter what they say. You already own it. So you don't have to rely on what Facebook says or their updates. I mean, to a degree, I get it. But you don't have to be totally dependent on what they're doing. This is a beautiful way. So at that point, when you have traffic that you own, you're able to sell them and resell them and repackage and re-niche and all these things, right? Give them all kinds of different back-end offers, those kinds of things. But this is traffic you can continually hit. You want traffic you own, right? And so the traffic you own is your list and your followers on Facebook, your people in your group, those kinds of things. This could be people that are listening to your podcast. These are people that have subscribed to your YouTube channel or your Instagram, those kinds of things. Those are your lists, and those are coveted. You want to own your lists. Now, you can have traffic you control. You can have traffic you don't control. You want traffic you own. This is the most important type of traffic, okay? So let's make some sense of all this on how we're actually going to make money, okay? Who would like to make money at this point? Yeah, all of us, right? So I have a picture here, and I want you to focus just on the left-hand side of the screen. It says control, has a money sign, and then it says don't control, right? So we're going to funnel the traffic we control and the don't control, okay? We're going to funnel them into a page. Call it a landing page. They're going to land on this page. This is not your website. This is a very specific page that they are going to get something from you, okay? And you got your headline, how to have a ketogenic diet without giving up all the sweets that you may crave. So we'll just use that. And free ebook. And what you're doing at that point is you are finding out who's willing, from the traffic you control and the traffic you don't control, who's willing to give you that email. So you got to have that super sexy headline, that bait. It's got to be awesome, that shiny object, whatever they're wanting, and you got to be able to give it to them. Who's willing to give you an email address, okay? So from that, they're going to click submit. So from all that traffic, the controlled traffic, the traffic you don't control, they're now getting funneled into the landing page. And now you're giving an offer. Hey, here's my ebook. Just using that one as an example. And you got your how to without free ebook. They give you the email and they click submit. Now from the landing page, they go to a thank you page. Oh my gosh, Derek, thank you so much for getting your copy, your free ebook of blah, 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 blah. You may want to check out something else that will help you in, what could I say? Help you in maintaining the ketogenic diet without giving up all the sweets you crave. I've got something for you. I've got a thumb drive with a video and a grocery list with 137 different meal plans that you can have. I've already got it all listed out. It's categorized. It's super easy. All you got to do is take this as your grocery list to the grocery store, get your things, and you're able to make 137 different meals, right? And now they're saying, ooh, okay, I want that. So now I'm scratching a different itch, right? So it's something a little bit different. So the first one was how to actually have a ketogenic diet without giving up the sweets you crave. Well, how do you do that? There's an ebook. Well, now that I have that, I may want to give a grocery list with a video training. Well, at that point, now I'm ascending a ladder, right? And now I'm qualifying the person that's willing to give me money, okay? And so then they go to an order confirmation page. So you see the first one, the landing page, and then the thank you. Hey, do you want this other free training plus this grocery list for 137 different meals for a ketogenic diet, which includes sweets or whatever the thing is. And hey, I want to give you this flash drive for free, just cover the cost of shipping, is what you say. And you want to say the word free as much as possible. So you say, hey, I want to give this to you. I've already taken care of it. Just cover the cost of shipping, which would be $7.95 or whatever, okay? And now they go to the order page. Done. So what have you done? You funneled your traffic that you control, don't control. You've taken them to a landing page. And on that landing page, you've given them something that they want, that shiny object. And that shiny object is how to have that ketogenic diet, right? And you gave them an ebook. And now they're going to the video, thank you. Hey, thank you. You may also be interested in this. If you like that, you're going to love this, right? And now that you've qualified your email subscribers, now you're qualifying your buyer. Who out of this group that clicked on this, gave me their email, who's willing to actually give me money at this point, right? And that's who you want to figure out, and you want to figure that person out as quickly as possible, and then you go to the order page, okay? And now that you have that, you have all the people that have given you an email. you have the people that have bought from you. Now you've got two groups. They're all traffic you own, but now you got two groups. These people didn't buy. Hey, we got to cultivate that relationship a little more. Hey, these people already did buy. They're going to ascend the ladder quicker. And now that we have that, we get to do something else with the traffic we control. But I want to talk about something else real quick. When you're going through that 3-step funnel system, this is called, I'm going to spend money on that flash drive. I'm going to spend time putting a training on there. I'm going to spend time paying somebody to do all that. And I'm going to spend money shipping it to this person. Okay. And I said, hey, this is free. Just cover the cost of shipping. And this could be $7.95. And say that $7.95 actually makes this all a wash. All right. This is called an SLO, a self-liquidating offer. This is where it gets juicy, guys. This is where it matters, because if in fact I can take the traffic that I control versus the traffic that I don't control, they go through a 3-step funnel system. I've qualified my email subscribers. I've qualified my buyers. Now that I have those buyers, I now have a list that I control. And how much did I actually pay for that list that I now control? And in terms of how much I paid for all these things, I'm paying for the flash drive and the time to put the stuff on it and all the ads I put on Facebook. So that's all the money I spent. The money I got back was that $7.95. And say it cost me $7.95 per flash drive to send out all the ads and the flash drive and all that stuff. And I got back $7.95, right? So what's that mean? This is a self-liquidating offer. It didn't cost me anything to acquire a new person on my list. That's amazing. This is called, so people will talk about cost per acquisition. How much does it cost to acquire a new customer? And so one of the people in my office is one of the head guys at a big time dealership here in town. And we recently bought a car there for my wife. And I said, how much does it cost to get a customer? He said, just to get them in the parking lot, we spend on ads between $600 and $700. Huh? What? You spend $600 to $700 just to get them on the parking lot? And he's like, yeah. Oh my gosh, that's awful. I don't want to spend $600 to $700 just to have somebody stand at my front door. That's terrible. So what I'm sharing with you is a self-liquidating offer system that for every person that I get on my list, and I've even qualified buyers, doesn't cost me a thing. This is beautiful. I want a lot of people on my list and I don't want to spend a dime. And this is exactly how you do it. Now that you have the list that you control, you can do whatever you want. And this is where we make money because they already know, like, and trust you. Whether they've just given you the email or they've actually bought, right? The people that bought are ascending the ladder faster, fine, but they're all at least aware of you. And so now you're cultivating that relationship, sending them stuff, giving them some freebies. And now you're able to sell them on back-end stuff, the higher ticket stuff. And who's an easier sell on the higher ticket stuff? That back-end offer. The people that already know, like, and trust you. So maybe this is a continuity program, a membership site that you have that you keep dropping content in, training videos and those kinds of things. And they're paying you a monthly rate to be a part of that membership site, right? And so we talked about the 21 unique ideas. One of the most coveted is a membership site. People have high value for a membership site. So that's the continuity program. Or the high ticket, that's that wellness program that you had all these things bundled into an offer. So that's a high ticket. That's where you're going to have a lot of margin. The continuity program, once you have the site built, it just runs on its own and they're just paying you every month. All you got to do is pull out your phone and make a video, post it on there, and they're continually paying you every month, right? So these are where the margins are super, super high. Now, it didn't take us any money to bring on those people, and now we're making money on the back end. Do you see how awesome this is? This is incredible, and this is exactly what I want you to be able to do within your office, your clinic. So figure out the traffic you control, the traffic you don't control. What is that shiny object you're going to be able to give? What's that super sexy hook, that headline? What is that? Hey, that thank you page. Hey, if you like that, you're going to love this. And then take them to the order confirmation. And now you control that traffic. You own that traffic, I'm sorry. And now you cultivate that. Now you're sending them emails and those kinds of things. Maybe they're a part of your Facebook group. You asked them to join, all those things, right? So, so there are 7 steps. So I've drawn this out for you. There are 7 steps to really go through and watch the ascension of somebody going up your ladder. So the very first thing, step one, traffic temperature. You want to identify the temperature of your traffic. There's hot, warm, and cold. Okay, so hot traffic is traffic that know they have a problem and they're aware of you. This is the person that really already likes you. They're in your office. Okay, warm traffic is somebody that knows they have a problem, is unaware of you. They don't know about you. And cold traffic, they don't know they have a problem and they're unaware of you. If you were to hit the holy grail, which one would it be? It's the cold traffic. They don't know they have a problem. They don't know where you are. They don't know of you. And if you can get that, you can get the other two easy, right? So that's the coveted one. The one I want you to go after is the warm traffic. So the warm traffic, hey, these people, that's your avatar. They know they have a problem, but they don't know of you. And then you're going to have a bridge. How are you going to bridge them? You're going to have a pre-frame bridge. You got to get them to walk figuratively online. So that's clicking. They're going to click. They're going to go through a bridge. And you want to frame the bridge. And the way to frame a bridge is, if I had an ad, I want to frame this ad. And here's a way I could frame it. Maybe I had a picture of Russell Brunson, that famous marketer, and it has a picture of him and he's smiling, just a nice little portrait. And my ad said, Russell Brunson took all my money. He's a thief. He's a scam. Don't buy from him. See how he ripped me off. Click here. What's your perspective of Russell Brunson at this point? I framed the ad. So if you click, you already have a very specific psychology, a belief system about Russell Brunson, right? If you've never heard of him and I have that ad and you say, oh my gosh, who's this crook? Click. You already have a negative connotation toward Russell Brunson. Now, if in fact there's a different ad, same picture, different ad, nice little portrait. Oh my gosh, Russell Brunson has absolutely changed my life, changed the game for me, my family. We've shed the shackles of the 9-to-5 job. We're living the lifestyle we've been dreaming of. See how he changed my life and how he can change yours. Now, I frame that bridge, right? If you click on that, you have a positive connotation, right? You have a positive connotation toward the person that is walking across the bridge. The person's clicking your avatar, right? So step one, traffic temperature. You want to go out for the warm right now. Step two, your pre-frame bridge. What is that going to look like? And you want positive. You don't want the negative. You want positive. So this is the positive sales copy. You don't want negative connotation whatsoever when it comes to your ad. This is positive, positive, positive. Okay. The next step is qualify. Who are the people that clicked on this ad that are willing to give me the email address, just like we talked about? Who's willing to give me the email address in exchange for that ebook that I've been talking about? Who's that person? So all the traffic that is coming in, that we're funneling in, goes to this landing page. Who's willing to drop that email address and say submit? I want to qualify that person. And then I want to qualify, just like we talked about a moment ago, the buyer. If they want that ebook, who wanted the video training and the grocery list on the flash drive? I want to know that person as quickly as possible, right? And now that I've qualified that person, I want to qualify, I'm going to ascend the ladder really quickly. Now I want to identify the buyer in heat. So imagine this. Say you were really, really competitive and you and your office, your team, you guys went bowling last night. And you're really competitive. You haven't bowled in years, but you really want to make sure that you beat everybody. And then Joe Schmo, he's on your team. He's in your office on your team, and he just beats the crap out of you. And that night, you go home frustrated because you guys were talking trash, going back and forth, and he just beats the crap out of you. And you're like, I can't stand this. And so now you're going online. Oh my gosh, how to bowl, get a bowling ball, training videos, all those kinds of things. So now that person, out of frustration, they have a pain point and they're trying to fulfill that, calm down that pain point, fulfill that need of calming down the pain point. So what are they doing? They're buying that awesome bowling ball and the newest shoes with all this latest technology and these training videos, and they're just getting all the stuff, right? And you want to find this person, the buyer in heat, as quickly as possible, right? Because that night is when you go home and you're searching online because you're really frustrated. Now, say you go bowling, you're really frustrated that night because you lost, you beat the crap out of you. And a week later, how do you feel? Well, you're not going to be as mad, right? So are you necessarily going to buy the training video and the bowling ball and the fancy shoes and all that? Probably not. You're going to do it out of frustration. So you want to quickly identify not just the buyer, but the buyer in heat. Who wants to just get all your stuff? They don't know of you, but they've got a need. and they just want all your stuff because everything is helping a pain point of theirs. So that's identifying a buyer in heat. Who's the person who just really wants to ascend your ladder quickly? And step 6, excuse me, is age and ascend the relationship. Now the key word is what? Age. What's that mean? It's going to take time, right? Now, if you're a college kid and you're out on a weekend and you see this really pretty girl, you guys are out and you walk up to the girl and say, hey, you know what? You're really, really good looking. Will you marry me? What's she going to do? Slap, right? It's not going to work out so well, right? So if in fact I would have asked my wife on day 1 of us beginning to court each other, hey, will you marry me? How well would that have gone over? Nope, it wouldn't have. We had to age and ascend that relationship, right? We had to cultivate that relationship. Now we've identified the buyer in heat. We're going to continue to cultivate that relationship, but it does take time, right? And so you go through some time, even with the buyer in heat. And this is very, very important. You don't just want to push too much on them. You want to identify the buyer in heat, but you don't want to just take them to your highest ticket item immediately. That can actually be dangerous and come back to bite you. And after you age and ascend the relationship, and to be determined how long that lasts, age and ascend the relationship, then you got to change the selling environment. So if I'm talking about a relationship, step 6, age and ascend the relationship of my wife and I, if we had to age it, date for some time, then I got to, if I want to really close the deal, I want to marry her, I got to change the selling environment, right? So what do? We got to go somewhere that is different. And when I proposed to my wife, it wasn't in the apartment we were living in together at the time. It wasn't at the restaurant we went to that night. It was somewhere else, somewhere we haven't really been a whole lot of times before, right? You got to change the environment. And when I changed the environment, I've aged and ascended the relationship. Now I changed the environment. Hey, will you marry me? She says yes. And so how can you do that? Instead of being online, now I've got them on the phone. Now I got them for one-on-one coaching, some kind of concierge service, whatever the case may be. But if in fact we got that back end thing, that wellness program for that person that lives out of state, or whatever the case may be, that high ticket thing you want to be able to offer that person, change the selling environment. Now you're talking to them on the phone, but you've already gone through several steps with them. They've had a multiple step agreement process. You've identified, hey, this is warm traffic. You've taken them through the bridge. You framed them. They've given you their email. They've given you money. Maybe they were the buyer in heat and they bought all your things, and you aged and ascended the relationship. Your ability to close them on the phone, would it be easier? Yes. Right? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to identify the traffic that you control, don't control. Write those things out, specifically on Facebook. What is that landing page going to look like for you? What are you going to offer them? And then on the next page, that thank you page, what are you going to say? Hey, thank you. Here's this next thing. What are you going to sell them? What is that low ticket thing you're going to sell them? And it probably needs to be under $20. Okay, whatever it is, it needs to be under $20. And then you can begin to go through the higher ticket stuff. That's the buyer in heat. And then at the back end, you have your continuity, high ticket, other offers. So I want you to cultivate this idea within your office, in your mind. And I'm going to make a separate training with the 30+ building blocks of this sales funnel online. And I'm going to give you some different ideas of what you can do. But I want you to have these basic primitive things. Hey, what's that offer going to be? That first thing, what are you going to sell? And what could you upsell for the buyer in heat? And then what are those back end things for you, right? So we've already gone through all the steps at that point. We've gone through the traffic because we targeted them. We've walked them through the bridge because that was our initial ad. We've taken them to the free ebook. We've taken their money. We've had an upsell. It went from a $7 thing to a $20 thing or whatever. And now we're aging and ascending the relationship. Now we're sending them emails every other day or whatever the frequency is. And then you send them another offer. You keep giving them trainings. Hey, would you like this? Would you like to talk to us on the phone? Boom, change the selling environment, closing them on high ticket coaching. Boom, right? So I want you to write these things down, and whatever your ideas are, I want you to go to the Facebook group and comment below the video, because I'm going to post this video in the Facebook group. I want you to comment below the video of what your steps are looking like right now. I'll reply and help guide you along the process. And I look forward to seeing what you guys come up with. So have a great evening, and if there aren't any questions, let me see. We ran through that really fast, by the way. I kind of got excited. Excuse me. Kind of got excited. Let me see. No, that is all good. All good. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for being on the training. I certainly appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful evening. We'll see you on the next training.